proof they do exist. In a striking expose published over the weekend, the New York Times revealed the existence of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a $22 million backroom Defense Department effort to investigate reports of unidentified flying objects and alien technology. Here's what Luis Elizondo, the former Pentagon official who led the program, told our own Aaron Burnett last night.
These aircraft, we'll call them aircraft, are displaying characteristics that are not currently within the U.S. inventory nor in any foreign inventory that we are aware of. I can't speak on behalf of the government. Obviously, I'm not in the U.S. government anymore. My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
So is this going to end more like Close Encounters of the Third Kind or Independence Day? Leslie Kean, one of the investigative reporters who broke this story and the author of UFOs, Generals, Pilots, and Government Officials Go on the Record, is here to discuss. Leslie, this report is stunning. As you were investigating and writing it, what was the most shocking thing you came across?
Well, gosh, shocking. I don't know. I mean, I think the most important thing about the story is the fact that it is now documented, and the Pentagon has acknowledged that the department has been involved in investigating these unidentified aerial phenomena for quite a while. And that's now established. So that alone is a very important aspect of what's come out in the story. And the conclusions of Mr. Elizondo, some of which you played, are, of course, really incredible. He's the one that should know. He's the one that's been studying these things.
Yes, we don't have to pretend it was a conspiracy anymore. So let's talk about alloys. That's right. The New York Times asserted, quote, under Mr. Bigelow's direction, the company modified buildings in Las Vegas for the storage of metal alloys and other materials that Mr. Elizondo and program contractors said had been recovering from unidentified aerial phenomena. What exactly, in your reading of that, what do you think that means? What did they find? What were they storing?
I mean, I have the same questions, and you know, I wish I knew more about that. I've been told from we've been told from sources that are absolutely reliable that in fact these materials do exist, but we don't know where they are. We don't know who's been working with them. We just know that they exist, and that's something that we want to find out more about. That's all I can tell you right now.
What? Wow. Okay. So
it's amazing. Yeah.
No, it really is. It really is. Guys, let me go to you. Stay right there, Leslie. But do we get the sense from this that the government was like looking for signs of intelligent life, or like preparing for some stuff to go down?
They were totally preparing.
Yeah.
Because in the Harry Reid investigation, they said that the U.S. does not have the ability to counter the technology that's been seen on these videos.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, and look, the other thing is, and I have absolutely no problem with this program, in theory anyway.
Okay, what objective could you have?
No. Look, the way I look at it, if there are unidentified aerial phenomena out there, we need to try to identify them. And even if you put aliens aside in your movies,
but sure.
From just from a strictly terrestrial national security standpoint, we need to know if any of these UAVs,
what the heck's up there?
Were from other countries.
Totally.
If other countries have technology that we need to know
so
about.
that we can rule that out and then just embrace.
Your opinion is so pragmatic and rounded, and I don't like it.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? As a fan of Game of Thrones, in that I've watched one season and didn't understand what was going on at all. Game of Thrones is about a bunch of people fighting over stupid garbage as this massive threat descends on them, and everybody's so focused on each other and their dumb little petty fights that they don't band together to fight the White Walkers until it is maybe too late. And maybe these aliens are our White Walkers. What do you guys think?
I think this is the greatest segment ever.
I do want to know.
What came out of this?
I want to know more about these alloys.
Me too.
I want to know what my iPhone XV is going to be made of.
Okay. Well, also this idea that you know, for a long time, this program and others like it have been able to track different objects, but that still 701 are unverified. Leslie, is that a lot or not really?
That's the number that came out of the Air Force program, which existed in the 1950s and 1960s, and they had a lot of cases that they looked into. They had 701 that weren't explained, but I don't think they looked into them at the same level of the current program. They were taking sightings from the general public. So they had a whole range of stuff. This program is dealing with high-level military pilots and people that are highly trained that have these events.
Trusted,
I also want to comment on the alien thing, though. We're really not dealing with aliens here. We don't know what we're dealing with.
Bubble, Leslie.
I'm a journalist. I want to deal with what we know, what the facts are. So.
Well, on that, you know, they say that the program has ended. Do you believe that?
Oh, the program hasn't ended. No, I mean, I think that the Defense Department, I mean, I understand why they said that, because the funding stopped in 2012.
Right.
And so, you know, then when they look, the people have been carrying on the work since then, did continue. They just didn't have the contractors that they had before because they had funding for the contractors, but they continued on with the work. And you know, the Department of Defense official from the Public Relations Department, they don't necessarily know that, but I can guarantee you they have done so. And Mr. Elizondo has made that statement, as have many others that have been involved with the program. That's the case.
And Mr. Elizondo is going to be on our show tomorrow, so I can't wait to ask him some more questions. Lastly, Leslie, before I let you go, do you think that the government needs to be more transparent? And look, I say that as someone who understands that secrecy is important sometimes when it comes to some of this stuff. So this is not like a loaded question. Do you think the government should be more transparent with this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's always going to be some very sensitive information that needs to remain classified, and there still is. The program that in the DoD has classified information, but there's a lot of it that doesn't need to remain classified. And the example, for example, the videos that we released with the story, the fact that Mr. Elizondo feels that this should be, that the fact that these objects exist, that there is a phenomenon here that's being studied, he believes that the world has a right to know that, and I agree.
Yes. Well, thank you for that excellent reporting, Leslie, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.